Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Avengers Puff Adder Build-A-Figure. Here we have Wonder Man. I know this is one that lots of people were excited for, and it is a pretty good figure. So he comes with the left arm and hand, extra hand for the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure, part of the Serpent Society. So we'll stick those off on the side over there. We'll take a look at all of that in the next couple of videos, or will be next, and then we'll go on to the Build-A-Figure. But here is Wonder Man in his safari look with the red jacket and boots and his jet belt there, and we get the little effect pieces. I'll get in for a closer look at that stuff. But look at the front of the box. We got Simon Williams down there in the back, side artwork of Wonder Man. They're very old school classic. You can see here the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure, and we have the left arm and hand. The back of the package we see we have an extra set of hands, Build-A-Figure piece. Enough of that. So let's get right into it for Wonder Man, and let's go ahead and take a closer look. Okay, so getting in for the closer look at Simon Williams' Wonder Man, and this figure looks pretty good. It's just how he looked in the comics, but we do get a lot of reuse here. So these are kind of the same boots and legs and arms that the Red Skull figure had come with, and then actually within the same wave, the same body, or same arms and legs as the Molecule Man. So that is all the same. The difference with this guy is, of course, he has a different torso, and I'm going to go as far as to say it's a brand new torso. I'm sure they will get some use out of it later on because he's got the turtleneck under there. There is an ab crunch in there. It is not a ball joint waist, even though it looks like it totally would be. But that would make sense. There's a belt. It would squeeze in the jacket at that point. But it looks like a ball-jointed waist is what would have happened and would have allowed for a little bit more movement. It's extremely limited in that torso, and we'll kind of take a look at that. But again, arms are reused, legs are all reused, and then this kind of bottom piece is an overlay. Belt is new and things. We've seen gold bands like that before. But looking at it, we get the painted silver for the zipper there, as you can see. No different colors for the pockets or anything, and it just looks like the outline of the pockets are kind of there. But it is slightly raised from the chest to actually, make it a pocket. At first, when I had seen it, I thought it was just the line work on top, which would have looked really funny because it doesn't actually look like a functional pocket, but it's actually a little bit better than I had thought. There. The head sculpt looks really good. I like it. The sunglasses do not come off. Those are glued on there nice and tight. You can see his eyes behind them. So they're painted and stuff. It's there, but you're really not going to get that off. And look at that strong jawline and that smile. Hair looks pretty good as well. In terms of accessories, he comes with fists out of the package, but he does come with open hands extra, as you can see, for a right and a left. And then we get these, and these are going to be the same. These are not the same as like the little blast effects that came with Yelena. Because these actually have one flat side, as you can see there, because these go into his jet belt. So you can actually get him out of the way so it doesn't keep focusing on him. So you can get him into flight. Even though he does fly, he used the jet belt to do that at this time, so it just ports right on in there, you could see, and then he can go there. It's not going to burn his jacket apparently either, so that is always good. So he'd probably go through a lot of jackets if that were the case. So you could just port this one on in here, the other side, and just ports in like so, and then you can have him into going into flight with his jet belt. Yeah, it's an odd design, but I mean, it's comic accurate. What are you gonna do, right? So there we go. Those are on there, but I'm going to just kind of take them off for now. I don't want to lose them or anything because they are extremely small pieces, but there we go. One thing that is weird and I want to talk about, because I had looked at this when I was live with Unparalleled Universe and the Wade crew, the torso is very small. So this jacket is a rubber overlay. It's actually a fairly hard rubber. So there's not a whole lot to give, but there is an ab crunch in there, and it is not a ball joint. But looking at the blue of the waist, that waist is really tiny. So even if the jacket wasn't on there, I think that torso would look funny. I'm sure they can get reuse out of it. Because otherwise, why would they put in an ab crunch? That's the only reason why I think that, is that they have future use to put the ab crunch in. Because if not, then a ball joint at the waist would have just made sense, and they could have just sculpted the jacket over a shirt instead of having a rubber overlay. But it is what it is. That's the decision that Hasbro made. It seems odd to me, but whatever. But let's go ahead and zoom out now and take a look at Wonder Man's articulation. Okay, so Wonder Man is on a dumbbell joint head sculpt, so he can only look up that much. He can only look down That's actually, I guess, not bad. He can actually look down that much. How about that? That's pretty good. Let me try going up again a little bit. Oh, I can look up a little bit more than I had thought. So, nah, not bad. That's pretty good for a dumbbell joint. It's probably the best range that we've gotten on any of them. He can do all kinds of crazy head pivot going on there. Full swivel rotation, too, if you wanted to. The shoulder can get straight on out like so. You get a full rotation in there. Upper bicep swivel. It is the super ugly double jointed elbow because it is the thick jacketed sleeve. I criticize it. I don't know if they could have done it any better. I just know that it is quite ugly to look at because that elbow joint piece there is like super thin and small. But again, I don't know if they could have done it differently. I'm not a toy engineer, but I just really don't like the way it looks. It is pinless too, by the way. Okay, wrist swivel, and they do hinge. They all have the standard horizontal hinge on the fists and the open hands. Okay, there's a waist swivel, but the ab crunch. So if you listen carefully, wait, hold on. Wait, did you hear that? So there's somewhat of a crunch in there. So you see how far forward it is? Very, very little. Listen. Did you hear that? Did you hear that click? So there's a crunch in there, but it's not very effective because of the jacket. A ball joint at the waist could have gotten some swivel in there, could have gotten some turn, could have leaned forward a little bit, a lot more than what he could do now, because that's that, but that's mostly the neck giving it that look. So unfortunate there. The legs go out that far apart. The jacket doesn't get in the way too much, maybe a little bit. Kicking forward, that jacket kind of gets in the way, so he can only kick forward that much, which is a little disappointing. Leg doesn't really go back. You have an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee. Hold on. Let me see. I gotta unfreeze that bottom knee. There we go. So you get that much bend at the knee, which is really good. That is kind of an ugly knee there as well because of the baggy pants. But the baggier the sleeve, the pant leg, the uglier the middle joint is going to be. Swivel at the boot cut, foot hinges all the way down. Hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And I do not have these super stiff ankles like I did on Molecule Man. So that is good. So there we go. So Wonder Man, not really able to move around a whole lot, but I think does look really good. Very comic accurate to his safari look. And of course, this is not the only Wonder Man figure that Hasbro has produced in the Marvel Legends series line. We have the one all the way back from, oh man, what built the figure was it? I think it was the Red Skull Onslaught figure or wave. Pretty sure. Or was it Abomination? It may have been Abomination. I don't remember which Build-A-Figure. It was one of those Captain America ones around the time that Civil War had come out, I believe. So we have the two Wonder Man figures. You can see different heights on there. For the shits and giggles, let's go ahead and kind of... son of a bitch. See, I popped out the ball joint out of Wonder Man, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it to where I don't pop that out so I can show you guys a proper head swap as I try and force that back in there. So, see, that's the difficulties when swapping out heads sometimes. Let's go ahead and try and fix this. You know what? I got it back on, but then I tried to pop it off and it just pulled that out again. So, I don't think I'm getting that off. I could, but the heads are just a massively different size. I think it's going to look funny either way, try and putting the heads on the different bodies. But there are the two Wonder Man figures that Hasbro has given us. Okay, and so here is the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure wave so far. We've looked at the majority of the wave. One more video to go before Puff Adder. That is going to be the Orb figure, which I will try to work on soon to get up. It might be up a few hours after this one, or really late tonight or something. I have to see if I can work it on. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this Wonder Man figure so far? I think he looks pretty good, but again, a little bit of a lack of articulation in the torso is a little frustrating. At the end of the day, it's not a terrible thing for me, but it can be for you guys, so you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the wave so far. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.